everyone. Welcome to Market of the Moment. I am Sharon Terhune, Vice President and Sales Manager for the best title company in town, Fidelity National Title. And I'm here with Mr. Don Tchaikovsky. He is our Director of Channel Sales. We are here for another great week with you for Market of the Moment. I'm excited. We are going to talk wholesale today.
Yes.
Wholesale, wholesale, wholesale.
And we have some great partners that are doing a ton of business in this space. And they're going to give some insight into what they're seeing and how they're finding success. And I think that it's going to be something that everybody's going to get some good nuggets to take away from.
I love it. All right, guys, let's take a look. Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining Don and I today on Market of the Moment. I know you have so many great updates for us. We are excited to hear about what's going on with Sell Wholesale Houses, Just for Flips, Phoenix RIA. I mean, so many things going on in your world right now, so many exciting things. So thank you for being here. We appreciate you, and we're excited to hear what's going on.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. It's always fun to get together with you guys and network and tell people what's going on in the world. So yeah, and Sell Wholesale Houses, we're just we're clipping along. Obviously, the market's good. People are probably seeing multiple offers. We had a pretty good month in March. I mean, April's been pretty good. Obviously, May starting out well, although Jackson Grease, so our acquisition guys are taking a little hiatus, but
yes, they are. Not a bad place.
Yeah.
I think that, it's funny because there's so many people in the real estate community who know you, and they know Chris Eyman, and they know you do a lot of stuff around wholesale and all that. But you do a lot of stuff around wholesale and moving of homes and all that. So can you kind of walk us through like each part, the different parts of what you touch in that world to kind of help people know if they've got questions and how they can get connected with you and how they can leverage you as a resource to growing their own business if they want to be a flipper, to growing if they have wholesale things, all of that. If you could kind of walk us through that, I would appreciate it.
Yeah. So on the wholesale side, I've stepped back a little bit. I got my son and my nephew running the acquisitions. We run 6 different kind of acquisition teams. They've taken over the underwriting, although they're both on vacation, so I'm actually doing the underwriting this week. So it's kind of I put out a Facebook post of like Michael Jordan with the Wizards uniform on there, just because he was with the Bulls forever, and then he just jumped back into the NBA for a little bit. But
good thing you remember how to do it still. There.
Yeah, just a little refresher. But we do wholesale here in Arizona. We do it in Florida. I just did a case study with Luke, who I'm on the Red Room with. Just like we started up cold calling. We did a $40,000 deal, our first deal, just a proof of concept type of deal. So, we're out there wholesaling in Florida as well. And then, in my daily life, I've kind of started, focusing more on education and the Phoenix RIA. So Phoenix RIA is a place that network and get free education. It's only, the third Tuesday of the month. We also do the Red Room with Luke at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. I actually started a note series that's going out every Thursday. That's up on YouTube. So it's out talking about, notes for hard money, notes for gap funding, notes for, purchasing notes, because there's going to be some distressed notes coming up here, in the future. So how to buy distressed notes. It's funny. A lot of people say, hey, Chris, how do you go buy properties at the tax sales? Well, you can't really buy properties at the tax sales. You can buy a tax lien, but it doesn't give you the right to buy the property. Generally, the first mortgage will pay your tax lien off before you can ever get to the foreclosure stage, right? But if you buy first and second notes, you can either, foreclose on those, especially if they're distressed. So that's kind of another avenue to get in this business. So I started a note series on YouTube. So yeah, that's just kind of, and then I'm doing mentoring with Just for Flips on people that need to, agents that understand the agent portion of it, but want to get into the investing side, or people that are, stuck in the daily grind and, the corporate side and want to get into the investing side. So, yeah.
I feel like you just covered a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
And so, which just speaks to the breadth of your influence in this community. But so if you don't mind, so on the wholesale side, can you just give us, a 30-second, 60-second, what is that? What does that mean for maybe the layperson who's not familiar with what wholesaling is? Can you just give us a brief description on that?
Well, it's funny. Everybody knows what it is, and all these big companies came in. Zillow offers, Open Door offer. It's the same thing. They just would give you kind of lower offers. They would kind of hide their lower offers. Like Zillow would throw you an offer, but then they'd have, or Open Door would throw you an offer, but then they'd have like $12,000 to $15,000 worth of fees like hidden in there. So they'd pretend like they're giving you more money, but they weren't really giving you a whole lot more money. And then obviously it wasn't really sustainable as markets shift and change. But it's made it more public. But we've been doing this like boutique, give you a cash offer. You know, I call us a boutique version of them because we've been in the business for 20 years. We'll give you a cash offer. And then, you know, as part of my training is like, if you're an agent, understanding a cash offer is beneficial. And then understanding some of the creative financing stuff that's available, because if they only owe 170, but it's worth 200, they can't accept a cash offer. So, you know, creative financing we're teaching and some of the other avenues as well. So, but yeah, on the 30,000 foot, we are the boutique guy. Someone falls out of escrow and they need a fast offer. They have 10 dogs and they, you know, they let the dogs chew all the doors and the baseboards and all that stuff. We can give them a cash offer, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I think is important. It's really a avenue for cash offers from the consumer side. That's what they're going to see, is that this is going to be a fast close cash offer opportunity for them.
Yeah.
You know, from the real estate community side, this is I did a class before where we talked about like where it's finding inventory, funding inventory, then fixing the inventory, and then flipping the inventory, right? So it's those four stages. And so the wholesaling side is finding the inventory, right?
Yeah, just find, and then, you know, marking it up a few thousand and sell it.
Right. Yep. So tell us about, because I feel like you're involved in all four areas of that, right? So now when it comes to the fix it part, how are you involved and what is it that you do with the fix it? And the
we actually don't really do the fix it. We find the inventory and then we wholesale it to the fix and flip guy. And then we are a hard money lender. So then we finance it for the fix and flip guy as well. So, and then.
Do you see a lot of flippers, new flippers coming into the market, or folks that have been flipping, you know, doing well right now? Or is it mostly, I feel like a lot have gotten into the wholesale, not necessarily, it's just the flips.
Well, what's great about the wholesale is it's kind of like day trading, especially with the inspection period and stuff like that. So there are always new flippers coming into the market because, you know, they're watching the HGTV show, right?
Exactly.
And there's me.
It's that I got
so there's always new guys coming in that want to get in the business, but I think the regular flippers are back and they're doing well. I mean, obviously, anybody that's been in the business 10 years made a decent amount of money. So a lot of them hopefully weathered the storm of the third and fourth quarter. Guess what? The third and fourth quarter are going to be slow again this year, just FYI. I mean, it's just back to a regular cycle. I mean,
right.
we lost track of the vision that the Arizona cycle is the Arizona cycle. It's busy from January to July. And then it slows for August and September. You get a little bump in middle of September to October, and then it's slow through November and December. And that's just the cycle. I mean, Sharon, you've seen the cycle we've all seen the cycle for so many long.
Hey, let's not age me here, Chris. Yes, I have seen it longer than you've been doing flipping or doing wholesale. Thank you for reminding me.
It's just the cycle. It's just, you know, don't forget that we're just back to a regular, you know, system.
Do you think, Chris, if the interest rates, which there's been speculation that the interest rates could go, you know, in the fives, whatever, by August, September, that, you know, because do you think then maybe we will see more houses hit the market because people will go buy those houses and maybe they can't keep them? So maybe it will affect, you know, opportunities for the market to keep the wholesalers to go out there and still try to pick up or flip or do something. I mean, there's a lot of properties that could really use a flip, meaning they can use an update.
Yeah.
Can be sold to somebody else.
It's just it's all about just understand those flippers just got to understand the cycle. They should be finishing their buying, honestly, right about now. And then, you know, selling hopefully before August, you know,
right.
Take the longer projects into their teams into, you know, September and August, and then November, December, buy more inventory for the January that you generally know is what
Right.
As soon as football season ends, it's ready to go. Like this market goes.
True
I love that.
story.
I'm gonna start using that as my marker, as soon as football season ends.
There you go.
I always tell, I said, I don't mean NFL football. Like when the last college game, it's like the 10th of January. It's like game on, right? That's
even a better reference for John, because really it's only the college ones that he follows anyway.
So, okay, so Chris, so you are a resource though for people who flip, right? Because they can potentially buy those properties from you, that are those targets, that are the hoarder house and the, that are gonna need a lot of renovations to really put in that value, right?
yeah, for sure.
Furthermore, the resource on you're a resource for money, because
hard money.
I think a lot of people who aren't super familiar with the fix and flip game, that's where they get stuck, is on money. And they don't realize resources like yours are available that probably aren't pulling credit, that aren't, that are going to make things available to them. They still have to have a good product, right? You're going to look at the product and make sure that it makes sense. You're not going to be lending out a bunch of money on something that's going to be upside down by the time they do it. But so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm the hard money lender. I'm the easiest way to get money. I'm not looking at your credit. I'm looking at the house. Now, as the new guy gets in, he should, grab my flip calculator, take pictures before, take pictures after, keep track of it, and then come to the local RIAs and find hard money lenders where you can get a little cheaper money. But I'm the hard money lender. I don't care who you are. I'm just looking at the house. I'm not looking at you. I'm not pulling credit. But, hard money is where a lot of people start to get in the game. And, so we help them
Chris,
out.
how long does somebody generally hold the hard money loan with you? When they're flipping, like what does that time frame look like?
129 days ish, like almost to the day is the average.
That's why I was curious. I knew you had a day. That's why I was like, okay, give me the day.
It's like 5 months.
Exactly. Okay, got it.
It's like 5 months, right? For them to grab the house, do 60 to 90 days of fix up, put it on the market, sell it, close it. It's like 5 months.
Gotcha.
So, okay, and then, you brought up about notes and education around notes. Can you tell us where on YouTube, and we can get those, if you can send those links to us, we can make sure that they're included on this, but that would be great. But so tell us what that means. You mentioned a little bit about like the tax.
Yeah, so we do the Red Room on Tuesdays on YouTube Live. It's just YouTube, and look up Just for Flips. That's my education program. And then the Note School my buddy has a product called Note School. He's out of Texas, so I'm calling it the Note series. I don't want to copy his name, but that's up on YouTube as well. It's just YouTube Just for Flips. And then we do the Phoenix RIA on the third Tuesday. It's we actually don't do it under the summer because everybody travels and goes around, and my show up rate is terrible in the summer. So we have another one the third Tuesday of May, and then we'll start back up in September through December, and going through the first of next year as well. So.
Yeah, and the Phoenix
That's at the Orange Tree Resort on the Tuesday, 5 o'clock, Chris.
Yeah, 4:30 to 7:30. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I've had a lot of people come through the Phoenix RIA that have come, and and not only the educational part, but the networking part is so valuable as well. To be in the same room as these other people, like I know people just, they've walked in there and they've walked out with deals, just showing up for it too.
Well, and I want to mention something on who's showing up too, Don. Thank you for saying that, because I think some folks think, oh, okay, I'm not an investor, so I'm not going to Phoenix RIA. Well, real estate agents out there, I'm talking to you because you probably have people in your world that may or may not be using you for their investment properties, thinking you're their residential real estate agent. Where coming to a RIA and getting connected and understand how you can leverage that piece with your client database and say, are you buying investments? And it's a great niche to go after. So going to RIA, meeting Chris, and understanding your options and what they are out there could really help you in business as well. So
yeah, my whole concept is just the wholesaler can't just be a wholesaler. He needs to understand, like my favorite thing about Zillow is they said they bought 1 out of every 200 cash offer deals. Well, what'd they get on the other 199? They got 199 sellers raising their hand, like, I want to sell, right?
Right.
So every agent, every investor, every person in this business should understand, in my thought process is all of it. Like if you get a lead that's a wholesale lead, take it. But if it's a lead that wants full retail, we'll have an agent on your team that takes it to full retail. If it's, a tweener that doesn't have enough for, and they want speed and convenience, like they're getting a divorce when they can't go retail because they can't get along, and they can't go wholesale because there's not, then maybe it goes to a creative finance deal. It's just understanding what the people's problem is and just fixing it.
Absolutely. Well, and Chris, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you. And I know we just did a whole lot of conversation in a very compressed amount of time. So we'll make sure we get the links from you to be able to put onto this episode, as well as to put in the description for people to click through. If there's something that we miss and you don't have a link for it, reach out to Sharon, reach out to me, reach out to anybody on the Fidelity sales team, and we're happy to get you in contact with Chris and get you plugged into those resources. So it's been great, and such a, obviously we could talk for hours about all the different things. So
I love the creative financing. That's going to be a lot of conversation, I think.
Well, it's gonna be a little bit muddy here for a couple years to come. So understanding that piece could take you from not just small steps, but giant strides.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's like another whole segment just to talk about creative financing. So Chris, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Always appreciate you getting one. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Yep. See ya.
All right. Take care.
Oh my gosh, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate so much information. You guys are a wealth of knowledge, and obviously, anybody that's around you guys benefits. As a matter of fact, the Phoenix RIA is also hosted, and it's the second Tuesday of each month.
It's actually the third Tuesday.
That's what I meant, the third Tuesday of each month. And but reach out to me or Sharon or your Fidelity sales executive if you'd like more information, opportunity to network with a lot of these folks, and see how to grow your business by expanding into that space as well.
Yeah, we'd love to see you there. Chris does a great job running with some great partners out there, talking wholesale flips, assignments. They talk about all kinds of great stuff. So don't miss the Phoenix RIA. We'd love to see you there.
You know what I really like? They spend a lot of time talking about the creative finance part as well.
Yeah.
And I think that they have different guests on talking about that.
Yeah, they do. Hard money, all of it.
Yeah, there's so much opportunity there right now. So
yeah.
Okay, so you'll want to check that out third Tuesday of each month. And then I think it's now time to check in with Market Master Mindy and see what is happening out there.
Okay, builders, we see you. With inventory plummeting and new listings coming to the market at a slower pace than we've seen in over 20 years, builders are finally gaining the confidence to start picking up the pace. As their model homes get busier and resale contracts increase, permits have increased significantly over the dismal December, January, and March in the hopes of capturing some of that unmet demand. With volatile interest rates having less of an impact on selling conditions than anemic inventory, we're seeing a 5% increase in pricing since January, with more expected. All of the 17 major metropolitan cities are seeing rapid improvement for sellers, with only 3 cities in or just under balance. And improvement is accelerating again despite hotter temperatures. With concessions declining for nearly a month, the concern for buyers entering the market is that their ability to navigate around higher interest rates and compensate for outdated interiors or deferred maintenance is declining. And with less options to choose from, waiting for a house that checks all of the boxes could be costly. There's been lots of noise around mortgage rates, and more importantly, the fees associated with them, and just who gets the better deal. But as usual, content without context is just noise, and no one needs that. You'll still get a better deal if you have better credit, but you might have more options if you put less down. Sounds like a win-win to me. I'd be checking on that and anything else you need to be able to leverage the equity in your home or cap that rent payment, because it doesn't look like we're going to see a resolution to this inventory situation anytime soon.
Miss Mindy, thank you so much. I'm renaming you Miss Mindy.
Keep with the M's though. Miss Market Master Mindy. We just threw another one in there.
Mindy, I like it. Thank you so much, Mindy. We appreciate you being here with us every week and updating us on the market and all the exciting things going on out there. I know there's a lot of exciting things always on the radar going on in the mortgage world as well. So how about we tune into our good partner, Amber Kovarik with Guild Mortgage.
Hey, it's Amber Kovarik with a quick market update. Wow, we've got a lot of news to cover right now. So first off, I want to address any headlines that you've seen out there in regards to Biden's new mortgage plan and the cost of interest rates being higher for buyers with better credit scores. All of these news headlines and media that you're seeing is really a political agenda. This news, these changes were imposed about a month ago in our rate sheets. And since then, it has been business as usual. And it is not true in any circumstance that a buyer with a lower credit score is going to get a better interest rate than our buyers with good FICO scores. So you want to keep your credit score super high. Now, what these changes did do is they said for our buyers with lower credit scores, the cost to buy was reduced. So the interest rate today with these imposed changes is lower than what the interest rate would have been prior to these changes. And for our higher credit score borrowers, they are paying a slightly higher interest rate today versus prior to these changes. And the reason for this was because Fannie and Freddie, the largest purchaser of mortgage loans, has an initiative for affordable housing, and they are trying to make it easier for buyers to get their foot into the door and accomplish their dream of homeownership. If you have any additional questions about this, please don't hesitate to reach out. This week is likely going to be a big market mover because we have a consumer confidence report and an inflation report coming out towards the end of the week. As of Tuesday, when I'm recording this video, we've seen a slight improvement in interest rates to start the week. And if that inflation report comes in ideal, and if consumer confidence comes in with consumers not feeling so confident about the economy, we are likely going to see interest rates continue to get better through the week. Right behind it next week, we got the Federal Reserve meeting, where they will likely raise the Fed funds rate 0.25%. The commentary from this meeting is going to be the most important because we're looking for Chairman Powell to say that he is going to pause on future hikes to let all of these past hikes go to work and see what happens with inflation. So thanks for staying with me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
Amber, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here each week, and thank you for the update, helping us really try to navigate through all these changes in financing and all that. So thank you very much. Well, it's been another fun week, and time to wrap it up, I think.
I know. And, just again, another little reminder for our real estate partners out there, just because you personally may not be today doing anything in the investor world, some of your clients might be, and they may be utilizing a different real estate professional for that, not knowing that you can help them with their investment needs as well. So I highly recommend you reach out to these folks or reach out to your family sales executive, and we'll get you connected. But so many great opportunities for more business for you guys out there. So thanks again for joining us, and have a great rest of your week. Ciao.